Alright. So we decided HK was here. We've got an amplitude of 3. What's the period of the function? How do I know it's pi?
What is this?
Question 2.
On what? Oh, your thing?
On my non-multiple choice review packet. How do I know that's pi? Because the difference is 4 pi over 4. So if you know the period is pi, thank you. Close it up. Well, I want him to focus. He's not focusing. If the period is pi, does that make? Do you understand that the scale change was 1/2? Because the original period was 2 pi. So it must have been 1/2 to get us to that point. So now you have everything that you need. You've got H and K, you've got B, you've got A, and you can plug it into the fireproof form, or if you like the other form, you can write it like this. Well, that's what some of the other teachers call it. That was their term, not mine.
Okay, what formulas are we getting?
There's a formula sheet. It's got a lot of good stuff on it. I don't have it all memorized, but there's quite a few formulas on it. Don't worry, you'll have a formula sheet.
I don't.
So I don't understand. Does everybody understand that you can multiply the top and bottom of this by 2 and change it into 2x minus pi?
I forgot.
And then right. Okay. Now what's the only difference between these two? They wanted me to write it as a sine function and as a cosine function. So what changes about the equation? What changes when you go from sine to cosine? If we make one. I've recorded a lot, so you can watch a lot of videos. The only difference is where HK sits. Yeah, just set it on my desk.
You want the homework too?
No, you can keep that to study from. So, in a cosine function, where do we find HK? Sine was on the center line on the way up the hill. Where's cosine? You okay? Everything all right? Okay, good. Underneath the maximum. On the center line, but underneath the maximum. So, let's see here. I picked this one right here. What's the K value? What's the K value?
I have no idea.
Well, this was pi over 2 comma 2, what's the K value for this one?
Okay.
That's the foci?
That laughter it's got a lot of sadness in it right there, you know, when you ask about the foci. Okay, yes. First of all, the first reason I'm sad is because it's foci. Second of all,
It's like the wrong.
exactly. Okay. Next, they'll be asking me about the asymptote of this thing. Oh my goodness. Okay. And the directrix is. Okay, so it's the same y value, folks. K is still 2. What's the value of H?
Right.
3 pi over 4, right? Because it's right underneath the other one that's labeled. So 3 pi over 4, comma 2. So I can write it in fireproof form, or I can multiply top and bottom by 2. Change it into the other form. Guess what? It's multiple choice. Choose the one that has all the A, B, H, and K that you need.
Guess.
Guess. Now, the only way that you can guess is to use a calculator.
Okay.
But you should be able to tell some basic things like period and amplitude and center line to get to rule things out. Like there was a question on there that was multiple choice on the front page of that multiple choice packet, and you could rule out 2 of the equations right away, so you really only had to grab 2 of them. It just cuts down on your work when you can rule out some of those questions. All right, what else?
Can you remind us how to find the rows in Pascal's triangle in your calculator?
Sure. Rows of Pascal's triangle. Well, let's see here. What's I want like 0, 1, 2. Oops, I missed one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it starts with 0, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so I come up here to list 2, and I've got, let's say I want the 4th row. So I type the name of the row that I'm looking for, and then we've got math, PRB. We're using combinations, and we're doing that for list 1. So it'll do it for all the values, and it'll find everything I need, and then when it's done find with the last element of the row, obviously it'll spit out zeros for you. Okay? If that doesn't work, then come back. Alright, so there's the 4th row. Does that help? Okay. Just in case you're on the street someday and you need to do that.
Yes.
Which map? The map button or the map?
The math button, yes.
Is there a way to put like 0 through 50 or something in this one without actually typing out?
Yes.
Can you teach us?
Same thing we taught you in one of the e-learning bundles.
Oh, sequence.
Yeah, that sequence thing, now I gotta find it. There, yeah. So second stat, and then sequence. You've got to give it an expression, or one of these is the expression, one of them's the variable. I think it's expression first and variable second, and then you tell it, like, let's say I want 0, 50. So this'll put in 0 all the way through 50. And I should be able to jump to the bottom of the list, and yay, there they are. Just in case, like, I want a really big row of Pascal's triangle, you know. What?
Do you use NPR or?
Not for this, for
No, for the rows.
and CR, combinations. Okay, anything on this review packet, or do you want me to go to the multiple choice?
I still don't get number 2.
What part of it don't you get?
I don't know how to do any of it.
That's the problem.
I know. So I just tried plugging in the calculator. I'm not getting it.
Okay, if I were you, maybe I would type this equation in, y equals 3 sine x. What mode should your calculator be in? Oh, radians, right. So if your calculator's not in radian mode, that would really be a problem. So mode, oops, yeah, better switch it over. 3 sine, or was it sine?
What's supposed to be a circle then?
Oops. It's the other equation right here for part B, the cosine function, because it's got the COS.
That one's looking for A.
Right. I just was running out of room. So 3 sine 2x minus pi plus 2. What would be a fantastic window to choose for this thing? What would be a fantastic window to choose for this? Start with maybe the left side.
0.
Well, we could. I'm just looking at the graph that's sitting right in front of me. What would you choose on the left side? Negative pi, that's what it said, yes. Negative pi. What about the right side? Roughly? 2 pi? Don't bother me. 2 pi, don't bother me. And it goes, I mean, we could go in increments of pi over 4 if we feel like it, pi over 4. What's a low y value that's a good low y value? -1, awesome choice, right? Since that's the lowest part of the wave. And what about the highest part? Or maybe 5? Sure. Now, why would it be a really cool idea to enter that equation in the second one? Huh? Why do you think that would be a really cool equation to enter for the second one?
That's the asymptote.
Oh my goodness! How did he get in this class? The center line of the wave. Asymptote. Man, so close. Your short jokes are not appreciated. Okay. Anything else on the packet, this review packet, before I go back to multiple choice? You had something you want to go over?
Yeah.
Which one?
Oh, 99 is one.
Okay, I'm going to guess that's on the other one.
Yes.
All right. 99.
How many questions are there on that?
2 million. Or 50, whichever comes first. But we'll count backwards.
50?
Yes. Did you hear me?
No, but okay.
All right. Guess I gotta check. The limit is n goes to infinity of f of x, given that f of x is equal to this. What kind of function is that? That's exponential. Is it growth or decay? Exponential decay. So wouldn't you expect that it's going to be doing something like this? So what's it getting close to? 0. Yes, it converges to 0. What about the next one? That's exponential growth. So it ain't getting close to nothing. Right? So this one diverges. No, she didn't. My goodness. Yes.
Will you go over how to tell, like, what kind of, shape thingy it is by looking at the equation? Like an ellipse or a circle? Yeah, that.
Sure. I saw a couple of those over here. Somewhere. Oh, yeah. Question 22, 23, 24, 25? Yeah. So I focus my attention right here.
Where is that?
It's on the non-multiple choice packet.
Miss Bailey, I have a question real quick. If you were just to give us one of these, which one would you give us?
Ellipse, hyperbola, parabola.
I mean, one of these packets, which one would you
Oh, I was like, could you narrow down, of the 4 conics, which one you're actually going to put on the test? Because I only want to study that one.
No.
I thought, what in the world is she asking me?
What's the answer?
So you do.
Yeah. Give me the answer to question 5. Why do we have to pick? Why can't we do both?
What was he doing? Because one is more beneficial.
Like if you had to focus on one to study.
But you don't have to focus on one. That's the cool part.
Okay, if you're going to spend time to do one of these, which one would be more?
Hopefully you've already done at least one of the packets.
Well, I don't know how to do it.
Since you had a weekend.
It's yours, isn't it? Yours was the better one. We're just not supposed to tell people, right? What?
It's up to you. I tried to pick questions. If you'll notice, all of these questions on this empty packet came off my previous quizzes and tests, with the exception of a few. So I did add a few questions to this, but
So we should definitely study your path.
I think that would be beneficial to you because I'm trying to improve your grade.
I know.
That's what the curve is for.
Got it. Right.
That's what the curve is for, right? So we're trying to boost up your base grade before the curve.
I like it.
My goodness.
Is it possible to get over 100 off the bike?
Oh, yeah.
No. Yeah, I know, your life will be over. Okay, so, is this circle, I've got a vote for circle in the back.
Circle.
Yes, 2 positive squared terms, both same coefficient, so that's a circle. Okay, 1 squared term.
Alright, hold on. Slow down.
Oh yeah, we're going fast.
Okay, what made it
That is a parabola.
the 2 square terms and
They both are positive and they have the same coefficient. Okay, 1 squared term means parabola. 2 squared terms, both positive, different coefficients. Ellipse.
oh, because
Okay.
it's like a circle except for 2.
2 squared terms, 1 positive, 1 negative.
Hyperbole.
Hyperbola. I know. So fast.
Yeah, it is. Hold on.
Oh, watch it on the video.
So what was the third one? Wait, why is it no ellipse?
Because
That's the only
of
option left.
squared terms. Shut up.
Right.
The only option left. Okay, 2 squared terms, both positive, 1 with different coefficients. If they were the same, it would be a circle. But they're not. Okay. What else?
Can you go over number 8 on the multiple choice again?
8 on the multiple choice.
That was also on the video with no sound.
With the video with no sound.
Yeah.
Sure. This is a basic graphing question on question 8 here. Suppose the ball is thrown vertically from the top of a 64-foot high building. Since we're dealing in feet, we know our gravity constant is going to be 32. This equation is going to come into play. It's being thrown with an initial speed of 48 feet per second. In one instance, it's being thrown up, and in one instance, it's being thrown down. The two equations that would then be different only by one sign. Why do they continue to talk and ignore me? Which one of these is the throwing up version? Blah. Ah, the first one, right. With the upward velocity. I mean, we really got a stream. Okay, sorry. Yeah, that was right after lunch. Okay. And what this one is the one that was shooting down, right? Okay. You would think at a higher velocity, but no. Alright, so you need to graph them. Use your handy dandy machine. What mode does your calculator need to be in? It doesn't matter! We're not taking sine, cosine, or tangent here, folks. It was a trick question.
Mr. Staley, do your kids ever watch Blue's Clues?
Yeah.
You always say you're handy dandy calculator. That's what Steve used to do.
Oh, that's what Steve... Wasn't Steve the cousin? Who was the first one?
No, Steve was the first one.
Oh.
Then there was Joe.
And there was
Oh,
Joe.
yeah.
Along came Joe. Yeah, somebody does that really well. Somebody did that earlier.
What? Oh, it was
What would be a good choice for the time? What time do you want to start with?
0.
0! Excellent choice. How many seconds would you like to go to?
100.
100 seconds? It's going to take 100 seconds to hit the ground.
Maybe.
5? Okay, we'll go with 5. We'll go by increments of 1 second. What's the lowest height that you think we should have?
1,000.
0. And the highest height?
1,008. 1 million.
Let's go with 100. How long do you think it took for the first one to hit the ground? 4 seconds. How long do you think it took for the second one to hit the ground? 1 second. The difference between them is?
Right.
3.
Can I have a pass for the?
I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, can I have
Sure.